Hey, we're As It Is, and we're hanging out with Rob on Punkvideosrock.
You've been in California for about a week or so now, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. It's not as hot as Warped Tour either, so that's a plus. Yeah, we've been out here for a week now, exactly a week.
Feels longer.
It does feel a lot longer. Yeah, we're out here recording album 2, and we're taking one day off to play Chain today. And
You say one day off. We were in the studio this morning.
that's correct. We took half the day off.
There's no such thing as a day off when you're a touring band, right?
No, never. Absolutely not.
Now, album 2, you guys had, actually, back to album 1, you guys had a lot of experience touring through this record. It had a really nice cycle. Warped Tour, you guys were out on tour here in the UK, everywhere. So how did all that touring really influence this new album?
Oh, yeah, well, it made us a lot better as musicians, I like to think, but also, like, we became a lot closer as bandmates and people. You get to know people dangerously well when you spend that much time with a certain, like, just small group of people.
Right.
So I like to think that we've, like, both progressed musically, but also just understand the other people in our band, and that has definitely influenced the songs that we've been writing.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd say as well, like, being on tour and being away from home so much makes you appreciate, you know, kind of your home life a lot more, and the things that you have back at home, and it's kind of made us, maybe we don't want to, like, necessarily write a song about being on tour, and I think it's influenced in a way as to write about, like, our actual personal lives a lot more than just we're in a band and this is what we do every day.
Right.
So.
And that being said, I mean, what is the mindset now on this record? Just like you mentioned, you want to write about personal stuff. So where are you guys really at as far as, you know, the songs?
Yeah, well, basically we just wanted to really break it down and get as transparent and personal as we could, and that it meant we had to write about some darker and more personal things, like, you know, our upbringings and relationships with our family, and, you know, we dove into our mental health much more than we did on the last record, and I'm extremely proud of the lyrics on this record, especially. It's you can still tell that it's an As It Is record, but it's a lot more personal than it was the first time around. Right. Definitely so.
Yeah. How do you guys collaborate with writing? Because you're doing backup vocals and you're doing the leads. So do you guys sit down together when you guys are working on lyrics? Or how does that really work with you guys?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, like, we kind of, all 5 of us write the music, you know, and it piece it together, and lyrically, kind of, it's open to everyone, right. You know. I mean, primarily it is me and Patty, but no one is, you know, locked out of the process, right. And everyone has equal say in lyrics, and you know, is allowed to suggest as much as they want, you know, right. and I think having that really open environment has helped us create something really personal, but also, like Patty said earlier, helped us become closer as a band, because before we write these songs about, like, super personal stuff, it always starts with, like, an hour conversation telling each other things that we don't know about each other necessarily, or people keep, you know, quiet. That's you know, and it, you know, to really kind of, so everyone can be on the same page, you really have to, like, open up, and I think that's we've done that a lot more on this record. So
is it safe to say that every time you guys sit down to write new music, you know, the band gets to know each other a little bit more?
Oh yeah, hugely. Yeah. It definitely happened more on this record than the previous one. We
right.
really got personal and confessional. It was a cool experience, to be honest.
Why did you guys feel more comfortable to get it out on the second record as opposed to the first one? Is it because it was your first record and you had to, you know, prove who you really were, or?
I just don't think we had the confidence or the bravery to really be as honest as we have been on this record. I like to think that that Never Happy is a very honest record, but this was holding absolutely nothing back. Yeah. I guess that's the only difference to me.
Honest about different things as well, I feel like. So we definitely delve into, like Patty said, darker topics that we haven't explored before. So.
With this record, you guys jumped into the studio with Mike Green. Great producer. So what is it about Mike Green that you guys wanted him to be for record number 2?
The fact that he was interested was the jumping off point. It's been an awesome experience. We've grown up listening to records that he's produced, bands like Set Your Goals and Pierce the Veil and All Time Low, and we thought aesthetically and sonically and musically what we've written, he was a perfect fit and somebody to collaborate with when we got there, and that's what we're finding more and more is his input is better shaping these songs. He's acting as the sixth member of the band, and his input's been incredible thus far. And we're gonna have a go at writing a couple songs out here and seeing what that holds, because we've never done that before. So really excited.
Yeah.
But
last time with Never Happy, we went into the studio with those songs and they came out pretty much as they went in, just sounding a lot better than the demos. Whereas this time, we've gone in and there've been, changes happen in the studio, and they're a lot more open to that and collaborating with Mike. I'm very excited to see how the next few weeks go.
Right. And, I know it's still soon, but has there been at least one song in particular that has been getting reconstructed like multiple times?
Well, probably the one we did yesterday went through quite a lot of changes. There were sections being kind of stripped and shortened and deformed, all kinds of things.
But prior to that, in the writing process, we have weird working titles, so it won't be called this, but Carrie went through how many variations already of like a chorus?
Yeah, many,
probably
like 10
I
at
think
least.
On our like Logic files, it's on like 7.0. So yeah, it's been through a few versions.
Right.
But Concrete went through that many versions, so it sometimes works out for the best.
Right.
Really persevering.
Right. And this time around, how do you guys feel like there's pressure when working on the record? Do you guys have time to really relax and work on it as you guys feel comfortable doing it? Or
I really can't even stress how much pressure there has been. As much as I think this was kind of a self-inflicted pressure, just because recording Never Happy and then touring Never Happy, and seeing how much we've progressed in that space and time, how many people have found our band because of it, and how significantly the shows have increased and improved. We didn't want to lose that. We didn't want to write a record that was going to jeopardize never being able to do this again. And it was a terrifying concept, and it really, really got to me.
Because that's the thing, you have like your whole life to write your first record, and then suddenly there's expectations.
Right.
After we released Never Happy, we had a small fan base, but kind of nothing like we have now, and not feeling the pressure and expectations that you feel now.
Right.
And I think just the words second record are really scary. Like sophomore slump.
Right.
It's a frightening thing.
Well, I've also always heard like when you go into the third record, that's like the hardest one. So I guess you're just leading up to that right now.
Exactly. So we'll see if we even make it out alive by album 3, because it was pretty tough this time. But with that being said, I'm really, really happy with what we went into the studio with and what we're gonna leave the studio with.
Right.
It's going really, really well, to be honest. So I'm glad I can say that. I wish I could tell myself 2 months ago that I'd be saying these words right now.
Yeah.
Now on I think it was the deluxe version of the record, there's a song Concrete, which features Ansel from Jules Vera.
Yeah.
Is this the first time you guys worked with a female vocalist? And if so, like, how did you guys like the sound of your music with some female vocals in the background?
Well, I guess it is the first time we worked with a female vocalist. We got to know her and the other guys in the band over Warped Tour, and maybe me personally, I really love that band. I think they're incredible. And we talked about, instead of doing Concrete exactly the same, why don't we get another vocalist, possibly a female vocalist, and then who was it down to? And we just loved Ansley's voice and just thought she'd be perfect for it.
Yeah. I feel like having that it being a male-female duet really kind of adds another like depth and way to interpret the song, and we were really happy with how that came out.
Like a small bit of serendipity as well is that when we were writing Winter's Weather, we were staying in their house in Alabama when we were on a separate tour. They weren't there, They were on tour with Never Shout Never at the time, and we were constructing a song for the exact same re-release, and I don't know, it all just seemed to kind of make sense at the time. So we love how it turned out. We're so happy she got involved, and we think it's pretty nice, to be honest.
And not to say that this would be for the second record also, but did that open more doors to maybe considering more features with females vocalists rather than another male vocalist?
We just have a policy that's kind of, we don't think, oh, we should get this person on a track or we should get that person. It's just kind of, if you are if you're thinking about it during the writing process of that song, oh, this could actually sound really nice with this one person. So it's never kind of like we want to get this person specifically because they're like a female or because they're a male. It's just kind of
because they're really successful.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's also not welcome. It's just kind of, oh, whose voice would sound really nice on this? Who would add a new depth to this song? And that's just kind of how it works from song to song, I think.
Yeah, because that's the thing. We already have like two people that sing, so it really you really need to assess whether it makes sense to add another voice into the mix. And who knows? There might be parts that fit another person's voice, but we don't know yet.
Now, as you guys are working on the record right now, do you guys have any other show plans? I know you have a one-off here in Anaheim, but any other plans for touring or shows, or you just want to focus on the record till it's completely done?
I mean, I think it's just record, and then we plan when we get home, I guess.
Yeah, we will be touring relatively soon, but nothing again until the record's done.
Now, lastly, your label mates, Pierce DeVille, who just recently released the record. This record actually got them on national TV with Conan, and also got them on K-Rock. And I feel like that's a big win for here the pop punk world, because we haven't had this kind of love in a while. Do you think they're opening that door, and do you think pop punk will actually be heard with more audience, whether it's radio or whether it's national TV now, because that happened?
I sincerely hope so. When we in this band discovered alternative music, it was because it was on TV. And that just simply has not been the case. You don't find music from our scene on hit TV shows the same way you did 10 years ago. I would love nothing more than to see that happen, and if anyone can do it, it is very likely to be Pierce the Veil, and to see them doing so well, and to see so many people looking to the alternative music scene that weren't previously, that's extremely exciting. That's so exciting. So I really do hope that happens. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I think there's so much to be said, like, what this week Blink are like #1 here and in the UK, and had actually in the UK their first #1 album, which sounds ridiculous to say. So like, I think whether it's new bands or bands like Blink that are kind of making a comeback again into that mainstream, is going to really help bands like us, and like even bands that like not necessarily sonically sound pop punk, but bands like 21 Pilots, they would have like a similar demographic, and similar people tend to like 21 Pilots and Pierce the Veil, and seeing how big those bands are getting is crazy, and I think it'll be really good for the scene.